Neemrana conference, and in one of the panels today, there was a comment made about India's current account deficit. I wanted to discuss that with one of the members of the audience, Associate Professor at IGIDR, Rajeshwari Singh Gupta. Rajeshwari, it is said in one of the panels that although traditionally 2% of GDP is considered as a sustainable current account deficit level for India, uh, this may be a good time to review that because of the global conditions where there are barriers to trade. Perhaps the panel member suggested that 1% of GDP current account deficit is going to be more sustainable in the future. Um, what are your thoughts on this subject? Because this is something that you work on.
Thank you so much, Pooja. So, what the panel member was basically trying to say is that given that India's investment to GDP ratio is currently 31%, and current account deficit is essentially, I mean, I'm not going to get too technical, but current account deficit is basically the gap between investment and savings. And what the panel member was trying to say is that given that currently the investment to GDP ratio is 31%, if the investment has to be pushed up to 35% of GDP, which is a requirement, then there's going to be a certain cap imposed by the current account deficit to GDP ratio, because we are right now at about 1.5%, and maybe that's the sustainable level given exactly the conditions you described. So, if you want to push investment any further from where we are now, we'll probably face some kind of a constraint coming from the current account side if 1.5% is the level at which it can be sustained. Now, I think that's not the correct way of looking at it, because current account deficit in and of itself is not a bad thing. Just because a country has a current account deficit doesn't mean that something is going wrong in the macro. What matters is whether there is enough money available to finance the current account deficit. Right? So that's point number one. Point number two is, and I'll explain more about this in the Indian context. Point number two is that there is nothing called a sustainable level of current account deficit. There's no rule of thumb which says that 2% or 1% is the sustainable level of current account deficit. Once again, it is a function of how much funding is available to finance the certain level of current account deficit. Now, coming to the Indian case, yes, it's true that at one point of time, 2% of GDP is what we could sustain as a current account deficit. And it was a deficit because we've always been importing more than exporting, and the investment minus savings gap has always been negative. But now the thing is, now what is happening in India is that we are getting a huge amount of foreign capital inflow. Right? That the other side of current account is the capital account. That is what helps us finance the current account deficit. So we have been getting a huge amount of foreign investment inflow. Roughly speaking, on an average annual basis, our net capital account surplus is $70 billion, which means after financing whatever deficit we have, we get more $70 billion extra, right? So that's because foreign portfolio investors who are investing in the stock market and the bond market, they are massively overweight on India because they don't have equally attractive investment opportunities in other emerging economies right now, given India's growth prospects. So, given that, and now we already had a JP Morgan bond inclusion where money is coming into government bonds in India. Two more bond index inclusions are going to happen in the next 1 year or so. So the projected thing is the net capital account surplus can even go up to $100 billion. So that's a lot of money coming in. And because the current account deficit is less than 2%, what is happening is all this extra money, so to speak, is finding their way into India's foreign exchange reserves that the Central Bank of India holds, right? So what I'm trying to say is that given that there is so much of surplus capital coming in, we actually have a lot of scope to increase current account deficit. So there is not a 1.5%, 2% sustainable, we can even double it. So there is no financing of current account deficit problem in India. The problem is on the other side. The problem is there is not enough investment happening. And unless there is investment happening, there is no question of current account deficit increasing. Right? So the bottleneck is the private sector investment. That's the main story that we should be talking about. Not whether a 1.5%, 2% current account deficit is sustainable or not. And whether private investment is not happening for whatever reason, that's a separate conversation. But in the context of this particular issue, I think the main question that we should be asking is not how much investment will be supported by current account deficit, but given that we have so much money coming in that we can comfortably increase current account deficit, why is investment not increasing? So, what are the bottlenecks? What are the obstacles because of which investment has not picked up? So, I think that's where the focus should be.
So the problem may not be in the macro, but it may have to do with policy and other
Yes.
issues, which we will discuss again. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Vishnu.